This is most convenient. Another destination we were bound for is not far from here.
When... The mind is split, the heart must lead. Or so I've learned. Praying, ne'er put gold in my pocket.
Money can buy comfort, sure, but not happiness.
This looks as good a place as any. In my line of business, patience is key.
Alms, alms for the poor. Pray grant.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Few can afford perpetual generosity. Well met, Sir Arisen. Few can afford perpetual...
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Is there aught I can...
I overheard.
Alms, alms for the poor. Pray grant those... Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for many thanks. May fortune...
None of us is guaranteed tomorrow. It's life. know the way to save your own skin. My bed calls, and I shan't resist.
My fur stands on end.
This place offers a view of the sea.
I imagine we would not escape a plunge into the water's depths.
Well met. This here's the sanctuary of tipplers and merrymakers alike. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Keep those orders coming. This fearsome world of ours is best met with stiff drinks and cheery hearts, I say.
Not my kind of woman.
Oh, what does this say?
A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest. I'll gather this. It might be of use.
I'll take you for a fight. Life's been pretty kind to me. Sets my thoughts.
A common reward. Frustratingly so.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
What I can do for you?
I have a knack for gathering items and am ever...
I cannot help but be wary. I'm in fine.
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for many thanks? Ah, hold on a moment, Sir Arisen. Perchance you would be willing to aid me with another matter. You see, one of the children we care for here at the Gracious Hand has gone missing. Malcolm, his name is. He's a steady lad. I can't imagine he would have run away. This building's very old. It could be that he's found himself in some strange corner of it. Might I impose on you to search for him?
Let us begin by gathering information.
It's no great shock to me. Follow me then, unless you doubt my sense of direction.
Where could Malcolm have gone? Perhaps you could try asking the other children.
At once, Master. Is Malcolm all right? We were supposed to go exploring together, but I overslept and he went without me. Wish he'd woken me up. I was really looking forward to going down into those vaults. Oh no, I wasn't meant to tell anyone that. Please, sir, don't tell.
I spend my days in...
Malcolm's been really into exploring of late. Just the other day, he was going around telling anyone who'd listen about how he was an ox hair away from making some big discovery.
Let me alone.
Malcolm? All he's doing of late is picking through rubble. Don't know why he bothered.
Making our report ought to be our next priority.
Just where are...
Vaults, you say? By my knowledge, they were sealed off. Ah, but you mention rubble, aye? Then perhaps the lad found a way through. Come, I fear there's not a moment to lose. Pray, follow me, and quickly. I believe this is the place to which the children were referring. Look, there, a hole. Could he have passed through here? There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage ahead looks small, but we may be able to squeeze through. Let us make haste. I was told of the vaults, but ne'er did I dream that the gracious hand sat atop catacombs such as these. There may be monsters about. We'd best be on our guard. Oh, Malcolm, I pray you are unharmed.
The fiend unknown is the most perilous.
What? Oh! It was but a trick of the light. We cannot break it from this side.
So it goes. Excellent. Just what I was hoping for.
Be on your guard. There are innumerable corners where an enemy might conceal themselves here.
Keep your voice low, lest I get it from my throat.
Malcolm, thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe freely at last.
Sir Kendrick, you'll never believe what I've found. It's just up ahead. Books, sir. Books, books, and more books. It's like some sort of secret workshop.
Truly, perhaps we ought to take a look.
'Twould behoove us not to fall too far behind our guide.
Right you are. Let me get that.
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
I expect that's a common occurrence in our life.
Must finding these be so difficult?
Our collection grows.
Ha! I'll have to remember to tell my own master about this.
Prepare yourself.
I grant you fire's blaze. Use it well.
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing? And I found it. Me.
'Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of archive? Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. This collection must be worth a fortune. 'Tis a veritable treasure trove of wisdom. Might I ask that you not share the existence of this place with others, Sir Arisen? We cannot allow the knowledge accumulated here to be misused or mistreated. We ought to entrust its care to someone worthy, someone who can appreciate its true value. Pray tell me if you know of such an individual. As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place. 'Twill be our little secret. Understood?
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for your silence, you may come and go as you please. Let's investigate this place's secrets together, eh?
It near boggles the mind that so impressive an archive slumbered here. 'Tis surely any scholar's dream.
'Tis as you say.
It's you again. What are you doing now? This place is amazing.
The books ne'er seem to end. Who could have... The books ne'er...
Tis my duty.
What now? Tis so dull when there's nothing doing. Every minute of the ticket seems to torment. Nothing ever seems to happen round here. Hoi, Miss Gross. How do you do?
Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen.
Let us endeavour to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Mayhap I really would have been better off a baker.
I was not prepared for this. Steel yourself, and we shall not fall here.
Stay calm now. Remember your safety.
Now I've gone and stepped. Never should have taken the shift. I mustn't falter. But unsavory development. I wasn't prepared for this. My patience wears thin. Witness my ire.
You trying to piss me off? But I can take ye.
How could I?
Huh? Thanks, I suppose.
Witness mine!
Suppose courage can overtake me.
Good to see you, Master. Fall back, and I will heal you with my magic. Wait a moment. I grant you roaring flame. I'll turn you into a pincushion. I may not die in battle. It's a far cry from being invincible.
I am saved. Thank you, Arisen.
Am I properly equipped for this situation? Mayhap I ought to find a new weapon.
Well, have you found some place? I suspected as much.
Like getting cut open. Such worn out gear.
Well, have you found some place I might sate my scholarly curiosities? Oh, to think such a place existed. How very curious. Guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own. Guide me outside, then.
This can't be how it ends.
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Let them talk. I'm too old to care.
Aye, this should be far enough. My thanks. If you truly are Arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
There's ought to be said for peace.
Shall we report this development to Captain Brandt?
Not much going on.
Over here, if you please.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it.
Will he truly be...
Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful.
Tell is, miasmite can be harvested from phantoms, monsters that wander the world a night.
Ah, yes, now I...
Yes, sir. Ah, forgive me. If that's not the case, you'll have to...
Piss off, or I'll...
'Twas a fascinating tale those soldiers outside the palace were discussing. 'Tis a strange sort that ventures willingly into darkness.
This might contain useful information.
It couldn't hurt to take a peek.
This isn't the way to our destination, but I presume you've a new one in mind. Lead on.
Perhaps the Arisen has recalled some more pressing business. Fret not. I'm sure we'll come back to this eventually.
What should I do?
Must hold hands till someone comes to me. It is quiet about.
All this patrolling does a number on my shoulders.
Tired. I'd kip just about anywhere.
Now, where was I bound again?
Too many people for my liking.
Greetings. You need only make a worthy offering in exchange. If the way forward is shrouded to, I have seen your path. Maybe. You've my gratitude. 'Tis lovely to see you.
Tad rowdy, look, as long as you please.
Sharp resist.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist. Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance? Do come again!
Welcome to Bjorn's, and quality's what you need if you want to survive. Hope to see you again.
My business. And I shan't.
Don't think I'll stand for this. This is not an encounter I've foreseen. I grant your weapon a magical boon.
If you see aught untoward,
Fancy a look at my wares?
Do come again.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Gold is a resource best spent judiciously.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when... treated to the foremost hospitality in all. All Vernworth. Much obliged. No wisdom to offer.
Oh, good to see everyone in such fine
Well met, since you've been bland. What can I throw in?
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Are you here by...
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care. Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... Gah... Something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
Surely I can permit myself but a moment's rest. I fear I must...
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I fear I...
A moment's prayer can do a world. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Might I beg but a moment of your time? Do not approach me.
Might I beg but a moment?
Each of our patients deserves our full attention.
It is my duty to devote my life to prayer or virtue.
Then I shall remain by your side.
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone? Oh, some... Oh, someone help me.
Medicine? Medicine! 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 Now! 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 I need it. I need it. I need more medicine!
Are you here by appointment, perchance?
Each of our patients... Might I beg but a
Are you here by appointment, perchance?
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
Wag that tongue at me again, and I'll cuss his...
I do hope not befalls...
I fear I've much to attend to.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
Indeed, you are correct.
Yeah? What
I have noticed that the abbess goes out every night without fail. Perhaps you could wait for her to leave and slip into the basement sick room then.
Pray, keep your voice.
I fear I've much to...
Do not approach me. I do hope not befalls Lubomir.
I sleep on my woe.
Sweeping, laundry. My work's near done.
Is it true you're the Arisen? That's what I've heard anyhow. Only, I seem to recall someone else boasting of being the Arisen over in the tavern. Just be sure you play your part well, whatever the truth. Befell a Drake or two, and I reckon you'll earn the people's faith.
Aye, sir. This headache's driving me up the wall, Tis. What should I do?
That's quite enough! What a nice surprise! That's quite enough!
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
We must rest, though the...
Open your eyes, everyone. 'Tis dark out, but our day begins.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Shall we get underway?
Just about anyway. I really would have been better off a baker. Is it too
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place.
I'd not come here by choice. This begs consideration. My days are spent in solemn reflection.
I do hope not before.
I have noticed that the abbess goes out.
Mine is light.
What are you doing? We've not been given leave to rest yet.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Dead on. Maybe I'll keep right here.
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
Indeed, you are correct.
Oh, some.
I need it.
Do not approach me.
Suppose that's enough for you, eh?
Must have taken a wrong turn.
Is this a challenge, Arisen, to see who can keep pace?
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Do be quick. I fear my time is in short supply.
Elena. Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there. And once, I saw her, the Abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. and he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
I mustn't falter.
I'll collect.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
I can't stand the sight of you. Go away.
As I recall, the two shared a few whispered words.
Aye, that I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
I must be grateful, at least I have a full bed.
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir.
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
Perfect spot for a kid.
You're back! Pray, tell me, have you found anything? I have noticed that the abbess...
I must strive for a higher understanding.
Oh, someone help.
May the heavens look kindly upon us all.
Do not approach me.
Are you here by appointment, perchance?
This headache's driving me up the wall, Tiz.
I'll have an early supper.
What should I do? What to do? I've no mother or father to speak of, you see. So the nice people at the Gracious Hand take care of me. I wanted to get them a present to say thank you, and I thought a bunch of flowers would be just the thing. The problem is, I can't seem to find any good ones. Do you think you could help me? All I need is a bunch of pretty flowers. For true. Thank you ever so much, Arisen. I'm sure you'll find the prettiest flowers that ever were. Hoi, Arisen! Have you brought me a bunch of flowers already? Well, take your time. You know where to find.
I'm always doing about a dozen things at once. What a nice surprise! Nice place to sit. Watch the world.
Try to enjoy it. Lots to be taken care of before the day's done.
day it's been. Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phaesus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
Aye, be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phaesus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
That's odd. I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
I'm sick of looking at you.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
There's a ladder here.
After you, Arisen.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm right.
This place is lovely. I might stay here.
Keep things interesting.
Find the predicament.
What's on it all? You're gonna regret that.
At once, Master.
Do I disappoint you, Master?
To the chest. I shall take a look inside.
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the matter at hand. Perhaps we should have a more knowledgeable pawn join our party.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap it would be prudent To visit man on occasion, and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom? He might have knowledge that could benefit you on your travels. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this. Consider it remuneration for your Majesty's efforts. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilled between Vermund and its neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. Perchance it will help speed you on your way to Melv.
I'm afraid I don't have any knowledge about that quest as yet. If you require guidance, you must hire a pawn who does.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phasus fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
As a reward for your Majesty's efforts, you have been invited to attend the coronation. 'Twould seem congratulations are in order. You will, of course, require raiment befitting of the occasion. I would ask that your Majesty return once you've procured such attire. There is much we ought to tend to, if we ought shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your Majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis best you do so afore we depart. Very well. Is there aught else you would speak of, Your Majesty? Do not forget that we...
Oh, could use a rest.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all... all right on the roads, despite the hour. Much obliged.
It would be a wasted opportunity not to make our delivery while we're here.
We ought to make the delivery now, lest it should end up lost or misplaced.
'Tis as you say. Here, if you please.
Greeted, you need only make a worthy offer. I have seen your path. You've my gratitude. 'Tis lovely to see you.
We have obtained a bunch of flowers, as Miss Daphne requested. Now we have but to deliver it to her. A person of import, I take it. Very well. I will lead the way.
Hiya, Risen! Have you brought me a bunch of flowers already? Oh, just look at them. They're the most beautiful flowers I've ever seen. These should brighten the sisters' days. Say, would you mind terribly if I asked you another favor? See, one of my friends taught me a magic spell. It's supposed to let you meet whomever you like. All you have to do is find a silver stone, put it under your pillow, and say the magic words. But there's the problem. I've been looking all over for such a stone, and I can't find one anywhere. Would you find a silver stone and bring it to me, Arisen? For true. I knew I could. I'll be waiting.
Our next mission is to acquire a silver stone. Mayhap silver ore will serve. We can purchase it, or mine it up ourselves.
Indeed, you are correct.
I expect this ore will suffice for the silver stone Miss Daphne requested. Let us deliver it to her now. I know where that person can be found, Master.
Oh, I can't find a silver stone anywhere. Have you... Oh, just look how it shines. Say, aren't you curious who I want to meet? Well, I'll tell you. My mother and father. I don't even know what they look like, you know. Not to say I'm unhappy at the Gracious Hand, of course. But I'd really like to meet them, even just once. I want to tell them how grateful I am that they gave me life. Oh, it's so shiny. Oh, hi, Arisen. You'll help me again if I need it, won't you? Please say yes.
Miss Daphne seemed pleased with our efforts. Mayhap we ought to pay her another visit sometime soon.
Indeed, you are correct.
Oh, it's so shiny. Oh, hi, Arisen.
What to do? What to do?
I fear I've much to attend to. A moment's prayer can do a world of good. A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
Watch yourself. I'm not someone you want to cross. Leave off. You looking to join? Don't bother. Quit acting so chummy. Quit acting so chummy. Watch yourself. I'm not someone you want to cross. Leave off.
I fear I've much to attend to.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Wish I could go on an adventure.
Nice place to sit.
Always a fresh...
Nary a tale to be had. You don't need a permit to get into Batal. Just...
I know. It's a secret, right?
Ne'er in my wildest dreams could I have imagined 'twould be the magistrate you called here. Not that I'm complaining. Pray, feel at liberty to come and go as you please. Ne'er in my wildest dreams could I have imagined...
I know. It's a secret, right?
We ought to keep watch, lest we be set upon from behind.
Be sure to keep your wits about you.
With the aid of Sir Kendrick and his helper in locating certain documents, I believe I finally grasped the true nature of this place. 'Twas a royal library that was sealed off by a sovereign of some generations past. In a bid to pass the throne on to his own descendants, this sovereign attempted to consign our kingdom's histories to oblivion. Alas, 'twould seem that, no matter the age, the avarice of those in power is all but guaranteed. Yet 'tis clear it serves them not, almost laughably so. The sovereign's line ultimately fell to ruin, and now this library, so laboriously sealed, has been discovered. What can we learn from this? Those who make light of history are doomed to be crushed under its heel.
This is most convenient. Another destination we were bound for is not far from here.
When the mind is split, the heart must lead. Oh, so I've learned.
Fine timing, sir. Fine timing indeed. I've need of your services, you see. My time in that tenebrous jail has only hastened the deterioration of my eyesight. I stare at the page, but the letters stubbornly refuse to take shape. Yet these old eyes might serve some use if only I could wear the spectacles I had specially made. Alas, they were confiscated at the time of my imprisonment. As I recall, prisoners' possessions are held within the palace storeroom. 'Tis a place to which few have lawful access, as I'm sure you can imagine. Though, as I hear it, masquerades are being held of late. Masquerades with a great many attendees, if you catch my meaning. Should you happen to enter the venue, mayhap you would find an opportunity to liberate my poor spectacles. What say you? Would you consider doing an old man a favor? I am in your debt. With those spectacles in hand, I might actually get through one of my tomes. Pray, infiltrate the venue and find the storeroom. You are my only hope. My spectacles are in your hands.
And here I thought I was leading the way. But I suppose your whims take precedence.
There will be other opportunities to lead. For now, let us follow.
crack a few skulls if you're weak at all.
Grand way to wind up a cadaver.
Places such as this ought to be protected.
I must be grateful. At least I have a full belly. A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good. This is a place of prayer.
You're back! Pray, tell me, have you found anything? These look like records of treatment. Johann and Bruno. I know these two. They left here not long ago, fit as a pair of fiddles. I recall them being especially meek to the abbess. Mayhap that's what got them out safely. At any rate, they may know aught of use. Loath as I am to ask more of you, perhaps you would speak to them in my stead? You're back! Pray, tell me, these look like Johann and Bruno. I recall them being at any rate, they may know... You're back! What? You found a medicine used only in the basement sick room? I don't like the sound of that. Do you think... Could I trouble you to look into this as well? Mayhap you could show it to the doctor I saw before coming here. Radcliffe, his name was. He's staying in the rest town. Pray, sir, do what you can. I must know.
Methinks we would do well to bring this medicine to Sir Ratcliffe, the doctor over in the rest town.
Right you are.
You're back! Pray, I have noticed that the abbess...
Suppose that's enough for one day.
Ne'er in my wildest dreams could I have imagined.
I don't like it.
It seems you must attend the palace masquerade if you're to meet the one who would falsely claim your title. 'Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace. I can accompany you to the castle entrance, Master, but no further.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
Tad rowdy, but the shan't be playing with his hats.
I only polished it this morning.
Mark your pay.
I'm the spirit of a woman half my age.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
After you, Arisen?
So, we meet again.
This looks as good a place as any.
Always the same. They are.
Look, as long as you
how I like it. Suppose I could enjoy. Weary at this hour, sir? You must. Must have quite a tale to tell. You know where to find me. This inspires. Not.
To break the law is to be thrown in jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their work.
Then we'd best keep some coin on hand to ease our potential warders' suffering and make them an ally to our cause.
Only person I believe in is myself.
Save it, cuz. I'm not interested.
Welcome, sir. As ever, we are delighted to have you. Pray, do enjoy your stay. Welcome, sir.
Oh, good. You return. I find myself on edge when you stray from my line of sight.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations. There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found?
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
Some call it cultured, I call it dull.
A fine place to collect my... Looking for some company, are we? The choice of companion is yours to make.
Welcome, sir. No need to be shy. All tastes are welcome.
Are you the gentle sort? That'd make my day. You've your pick of our lads and ladies, sir.
See anyone you like? We cater to all tastes.
So many happy voices carried on.
To be said. I get along with everyone.
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
I'll go on an adventure of my own.
How lovely. Can't you see I'm on duty?
Well met, sir. You seem a kind. If you see someone you like, go speak.
Well met, sir. Who will it be then?
Welcome. Do make yourself at home. I do hope you enjoy your stay.
This is where I come when life gets overwhelming.
Mayhap I'll go on an adventure of my own.
It's time to stick out like sore
Where to now?
thumbs.
Why, they're all enough for me.
There's aught to be said. Once the day's
Like
work
being
is done,
spoiled by a good meal.
I esteem it when you
Crowns and politics are no concern of mine.
happiness, full schedule.
A place to soothe the
Aren't you sweet? I'd be glad to have you. You're free to approach whome'er catches your...
I've little enough gold to spend. After a companion, are we? What sort? 'Tis all a matter of who strikes your fancy, sir. Been a while since I heard a good story.
A place to soothe the spirit, this. Let's make haste, else I'll be at this all
Tis
night.
quiet about.
Seems naught ever goes right.
Perhaps fortune will send a few nobles.
Some call it.
Could have sworn I ought to attend to.
What whatever's to be done.
Must the wind blow my fur every which way?
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life.
The sky always puts me in a contemplative
I could use a bit of excitement in my life.
Fine spot to take my mind off my troubles.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a
I've written enough gold to spend as tears.
I shan't brook any boorish inquiries about my other patrons. Not just now, I reserve these hours. I shan't brook...
I get along with them.
Should you wish to ply me for information, you will Not just now, I Oh, how lovely. Should you wish to ply me... Yours is a face I'll not... There's aught to... Yours is a face I'll not... Should you wish to
The sky always puts me in a contemplative disposition, but...
I ought to find someone to buy me a drink.
What was it I had planned for the morrow?
Crowns and politics are no concern.
Mayhap I'll go on an adventure of my own.
Quiet as a mill.
That is quite...
Sir, how can I be of...
I'm just grateful I get to lead a
Could
quiet
earn a
life.
decent wage if I find myself a patron.
Delightful breeze.
No one will disturb me here.
There's no shame.
Bunch of sluggards. Need new blood.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to...
The latest tidings from Melv came as quite a shock. 'Twas a tragedy to those who... I thought to myself, and indeed, still, that I would see...
I'll have to remember this place.
I'd sooner stay out of battle where it's possible. Pray, leave me be, sir.
This show's far from over.
Make yourself scarce now. I've quite a temper.
This place is very dreary.
I'd sooner
All my
stay out
peers
of
seem
battle
so much
where
more
it's possible.
The sharp wit can work through any problem.
Dull days for us. Dull days for us are a sign that would all my days were so tranquil.
Dare say I could forget all my troubles.
But not at the expense of my duty.
Some of us get complacent.
I'm still waiting on that report.
Would that such peace reign between.
Sir Ludolf's lust knows no bounds. This time he's set his sights on the Watchhead's missus. Still, however pressed, no man is like to hand her his own wife, eh? The Watchhead refused, and rightly so. But his lordship doesn't take no for an answer. He employed his usual method, which is to say, he dispatched the Watchhead on a mission to slay a Dullahan. Poor old Gregor departed last night, and I'm sorry to say it, but he shan't be returning alive. That's the sort of man that noble is, you see. Naught noble about him, if you ask me. That tyrannical Sir Ludolf thinks he can do whatever he likes. And, well, mayhap he's right. He had the Watchhead himself sent off to fell a Dullahan. That tyrannic...
I've more time than I know how to spend. Beg pardon, sir, but might I have a moment of your time? I've a proposal to make, and methinks you'll want to hear it. See, a friend of mine has an empty house, but no use for it. And I see you round the inn rather often. Understand me? 'Twouldn't come free, mind, but the price is a fair one, and you'd have a place to call your own. What say you? Well, you needn't decide this very moment.
Let me get that.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
Let my magic grant you an elemental boon.
What do you take?
Over so soon? Why? We seem to have come through unscathed.
Overconfidence is an enemy in...
Goblin!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
How fine! Oh! One day, I'm going to have proper raiment.
I could use a little fun shot.
Perhaps a strong brutality. See why.
Put some sleep. Already comes from
No, but Fry late.
The rules at your
Always time to head to market, methinks.
May tomorrow be as uneventful as today.
I remember the last time my pockets jingled.
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
I expect that's a common occurrence in our line of work.
Ah, you've returned. Oh, my spectacles. Well done, sir. With these, I shall have no need to fear any letters, be they small or faintly scrawled. I shall learn aught I can, that the day might come when I can repay this debt I owe you. Many, many thanks. Take this as a token of my gratitude.
Outstanding.
A job well done.
What will our next adventure have in store for us, I wonder?
If I were you, I would tread lightly around the Queen Regent. You've a decent head on those I begin to doubt I will err. You've a decent head on those shoulders.